In yesterday's gospel, we saw both Judas and Peter being announced that they would betray the Lord. And one of the great differences between Judas and Peter is that Peter denies the Lord in a moment of pressure, in a moment of fear, in a moment of weakness. But with Judas, it's different. He premeditates his crime. He thinks about it very carefully, and he executes it knowingly. And today, we see him do this betrayal. He goes to the chief priest and he says, "What are you willing to give me if I hand him over to you?" So he initiates this betrayal. He's not pursued by the chief priest for this to happen. He takes the initiative. So I was thinking, why would he take this initiative? Why would he be so determined in handing over Jesus? So this is what I saw. The immediate reason is, I don't know if you knew this, but before this scene, you know what's the scene immediately before this one? When the woman breaks the jar and she pours out the perfume in our Lord, and Judas is the one who says, "Why are you spending so much money? We could have given this money to the poor," and Jesus rebukes him. So I think that Judas makes the decision because he was tired of Jesus, and especially I think he was hurt because he was rebuked. I also think that if he takes the initiative in going to sell Jesus, it's because he thinks that he's doing something good. He has convinced himself that the best service that he can do to his people is to turn this man in. So in a way, he's been convinced by the Pharisees and the priests that there's something wrong with the Lord. And the best thing that he can do is he can turn him over because he's going to cause less damage in that way. But I think that if you look at the deeper reasons, I think that there's some sort of unexpected need or something in the heart of Judas that wasn't fulfilled by Jesus. And the best hypothesis that I have seen is that Judas was a zealot. And maybe he was expecting that Jesus would take a different path in his ministry, and that by then he would have already thrown over the Romans, and I think he was stealing money from the common finances of the apostles because he thought that by then they should already be in power. But the most impressive thing is to see this. 3 years before this, Jesus called Judas by his name, and Judas said yes. So it's amazing to see how much a relationship can deteriorate in 3 years. Judas and Jesus, they had their honeymoon 3 years ago. And after 3 years, the relationship went so wrong that Judas thought that the best service that he could do is to turn him in. And this shows that a relationship deteriorates day by day, day by day. And this is a reminder that we must take care of our relationship with the Lord every day. Because it can start like a honeymoon and it can end up in a betrayal. But the other way around, if we take care of our relationship every day with the Lord, that relationship can turn into something greater and more beautiful daily. So as we move into the Triduum, let us make this an occasion to renew and to take care of our relationship with our Lord, looking to grow closer to Him every day.